Awesome. So welcome everyone to our first member event of the year. Our focus today is on mindfulness and breathwork and how that can help us all lead happier, healthier lives. For anyone that doesn't know me, I am Sarah. I am the new client experience and club manager. And I'm really excited to be taking on this role and getting to know everyone a little bit better. And just learning a bit more about you guys. So in this role, I really want to focus on ensuring that you all have a really great Healthfix experience. It's been a challenging year for everybody, challenging few years actually, and the importance of a healthy lifestyle and a supportive community has never really been more apparent than now. So we want to be the best support to you as possible. And so for that reason, you'll be seeing a lot more of me. I'll be at reception and I'll be in the gym, and I'm keen to just chat and get your feedback. So first up tonight, I will introduce Sean, our founding director, to have a chat with you about Healthfix in 2022. So Sean, do you want to take yourself off mute?
Awesome. I'm good to go.
Great.
Cool. So I've got my stopwatch because
stopwatch. Good.
I'm a stopwatch.
I need to ring a bell.
Timer, so I don't go over my 5-minute limit. And if I was to go over too much anyway, I think the kids will start knocking on the door. So I will have to rush and see them at some point. But look, I think where my mind went with this in terms of talking about Healthfix in 2022 was you'll see around Healthfix a lot. We've got a lot of surf photography, and there's probably a couple elements of that. One, I love surfing, but two, I love surfing almost as the metaphor of life. And we had a team meeting one time, and we put up this massive monster wave, and we had a surfer on the wave, and we just got people to give their opinions of what they saw. And I've done it a few times. It tends to be two opinions. One is, oh my God, that scary wave is pushing that person along. How are they going to go? Or there's the other side of, look at that person riding the wave. It must be pure enjoyment, and they're thriving at what they do. And I think the metaphor of life sort of comes into where we are right now, where we've just been having to get pushed along by whatever the wave is. Like, you're going to get locked down, you got to do this, work's doing this, and we're just getting pushed around a bit. Whereas I see 2022 is where we get to take control back and start to ride the wave, and ride the waves that we want to do, and do the work that we need to do to ride the waves that we want. And bringing it back to Healthfix, which I think is just where we really want to be, is Healthfix has always been about setting plans. So on the website, we've got it plastered in the gym now, like a dream without a plan is called a wish. It's why we started it in the first place, because healthcare was really directionless. There was enough evidence out there that suggests that if you can help people see and set the goals in life or with their health that they wanted to achieve, then it's really easy to put a plan in place and support them to achieve it. Where when it's directionless, it's just really frustrating. It doesn't really go anywhere, and it compounds the issue. So I think that's the most exciting thing that I see for 2022 and for our members, that this membership is a great vehicle to achieve your goals, and we can actually get on with planning. So the biggest plan that we've always had is what we call our EHE. It's actually where we're trying to drive everyone towards, and that's creating empowered health experts. So the extension of setting goals and having a plan to achieve it is really setting up people for their best lives. And that, it's basically you becoming the master of your body and mind. That's everything that we're trying to achieve from an initial consult through to when we leave membership. This is more about empowered decision-making, particularly around your health, but a good health leads to good decisions in life. And also, feeling like you're thriving, not just surviving, which I think a COVID world can bring that to. So we're really excited, I think, that we get to make robust plans to help all you members in the room to achieve those things. We know that everyone is unique, of course, But we just know that with the team that we have, the gym setup that we have, the variety of classes that we have, the variety of diet courses that we run throughout the year, and just our whole team's fundamental belief in integration and integrated health, we know that we can take you wherever you need to go, because even if it's not with us, we can liaise with your specialist or the health professionals in another place that you're going to go. So we're setting you up for life and to achieve all the things that you want to achieve. So that's exciting. And then I think as COVID starts to go away, I think the conversation, I read an article a couple of nights ago, which is just, it's really talking about how vaccinations were brought out to boost our immune system, and now they're talking about antivirals and looking to manage COVID much like they manage HIV and malaria and those other type of viruses. And the big thing that comes into, like with a lot of disease, is about healthy living. And, we know that the best things that we can do for our immune system is, a healthy amount of exercise or physical activity and eating well. So a lot of times with these things, good health just really comes down to those fundamentals. And that's really going to be exciting to help some people who have had a really tough trot, I think, with COVID, just get back to their best lives and feeling really healthy about what they do. I'm running out of time, so I can't talk about the community, but I've just loved the interactions that I've been able to have this week, just with so many people. Like Sarah has really led the team to having this amazing open week, and it was lovely to bump into you the other day, Jane, and it was lovely to bump into this young lady who was out lifting me in my class today, and realised that she was referred from Anthony's mum, and they work together, and someone else who, anyway, just all those little connections and those stories that are all around someone having a great health outcome and recommending us, and or they're having a great time and they're recommended a family member. Like, it's just, it's such a joyful experience to have that community, and I'm really looking forward to that. But because I have gone over time, so my countdown timer didn't work at all. I'm just really excited and happy for everyone to sort of get out there and, wow, Bladen, that's a great haircut. Threw me off. But, just to go surf the waves that we want to go surf, like let's go look at those goals that we want to achieve. Let's not worry about another lockdown or something coming in. Like, let's go set some of those goals that we want to achieve, and we'll be able to help you get there. So please dream big, and we're looking forward to helping you. Thank you.
That's awesome. Thanks, Sean. Yeah, like Sean said, it's been a really great start to the year. It's been awesome seeing some new faces in the gym, and it's really exciting what we've got planned for the year ahead and where we're all headed together. So I'm looking forward to that. So right now I'm going to introduce Mark, our super coach. He has an extensive background in the military and personal training. He's also led a team of our Healthfixers to Everest Base Camp, which is awesome. And he loves all things adventure. So he is our #1 wellness coach, and he will be leading us through our mindfulness workshop this evening. So welcome, Mark.
Thank you, Sarah. Do I need to do it? Have you given me controls? Is that done?
You could just share your screen whenever you're ready.
Lovely.
You should be able to.
Okay, cool. Thank you. Oh, I chose the wrong one. Bear with me. There we go. So you guys should all be able to see that. For those of you who don't know me, that was a very, very nice introduction. Thank you, Sarah. I think I know everyone in the room, which is good. So like Sean, I'm going to set a timer as well, because I could talk about this probably a bit too much and the conversation could drift. So Jane, what did I say at the start? It's actually the opposite, okay? Ask questions at will if you wish. If you have any questions at any point, ask them and I'll endeavour to answer. If I don't know the answer, I will email you later or revise this presentation and make it better maybe. So without further ado, we'll jump into it. So the purpose of this presentation is just to discuss mindfulness and breath work, and to give everyone some practical tools and skills to take away from this evening that they can use, apply, add to their repertoire, maybe simplify a process that has been too difficult before, or maybe just have a completely new strategy. So I'm sure you recognize some of the faces on my screen at the moment. So the 3 key points to guide us essentially, in my mind, are the mistaken belief. So what I mean by that is that it's commonly stated that you have to do all or nothing. You must commit 100% to things. I'm a guru, or I'm an athlete, or whatever it is. But actually, it's all about removing that expectation and understanding that sometimes less is more, and just doing a little bit will help us achieve a lot. The second thing to help guide us is the daily habits. So ensuring that this idea is set in our heads now that if we work on building a daily routine and a daily habit, we're going to achieve exponential benefits and gains as we go. Oh, that's Sean just saying bye. Okay, and then I thought that was a question from someone. And then the sum is greater than the parts. So it's amazing how little and often can contribute to way more. And mindfulness, and particularly breath work, is the perfect example of that, because it really is those little bits of effort, those little moments of working on it that will have a massive impact on our overall well-being. I think that's fairly clear cut. I'd imagine the questions are coming soon. So mindfulness. Mindfulness is the quality or state of being conscious or aware of something. So i.e. then mindfulness of the wider cinematic tradition. And then a mental state achieved by focusing one's awareness on the present moment while calmly acknowledging and accepting one's feelings, thoughts, and bodily sensations, used as a therapeutic technique. So I think that's kind of more of what we're talking about this evening, okay? And then breath work. Breath work refers to any type of breathing exercise or technique. It's often performed to improve mental, physical, and spiritual well-being. And during breath work, you intentionally change that breathing pattern. There are many different forms, and in my experience, generally, the best ones are down to personal preference. You'll find the one that's most suitable for you. So there's quite a lot to get through, so I'll just get through it because I'm really keen to get to the practical stuff, but please slow me down. If you've got a question, or if you're like, Mark, you're speaking gibberish, stop me and I'll repeat myself. So look, people have practiced breath work to assist and improve a whole host of things. I mean, there's a huge list there. I won't read them all, but I think if I was to pick a few, aiding positive self-development is so beneficial. Boost immunity seems very apt at the moment. Processing emotions and heal emotional pain and trauma. I think, unfortunately, a lot of us can relate to that. And then the list goes on. The where it gets really fascinating is increased joy and happiness, and it enrich creativity. For some reason, that one jumps out at me. I wouldn't think of that as an automatic thing that you'd get. And then, of course, there's the reduced stress and anxiety levels, which I think a lot of us may be experiencing due to current events, but also just in day-to-day life, family, work, weather. I'm British, weather is a stressor. And then breathwork is used to help improve a wide range of issues, including anger issues, anxiety, chronic pain, depression, emotional effects of illness, grief, trauma, and post-traumatic stress disorder. So a whole host of benefits that has been proven to help improve. Now, I'm not going to go into these in great detail because they're just so in-depth, and quite frankly, if you want to go and look into them, they are quite interesting. They're not really my cup of tea, but the types of breath work, it's almost endless. If you Google it, you'll be there all day. So there's shamanic breath work, vivation or vivation, depending on where you're from, transformational breath, holotropic breath work, clarity breath work, and rebirthing. And some examples of practices within that would be box breathing, diaphragmic breathing, pursed lip breathing, 4-7-8 breathing, and alternate nostril breathing. So you may have done one or all of those at different points, maybe different variations of them. And we'll have a play around later on in the presentation and when we get a bit hands-on. So the why. So this is where it gets really interesting for me in my mind, and why I like to practice it personally, but also why I get my clients to do it, whether they're a house husband or a high-level athlete doing her first ever Olympic Games, there is so much benefit to doing this, okay? So first reason why, equanimity. So equanimity is calmness and composure, especially in a difficult situation. So our ability to sustain equanimity during challenging times is a real benefit to us when it comes to those scenarios where we could potentially lose control or let ourselves down. Then there's down regulating. So where this comes into play is your parasympathetic versus your sympathetic nervous system response. Now, if you're not sure what those are, it's probably a bit more of an in-depth conversation for another time, but essentially it's your fight and flight response versus your rest and digest. And in 21st century living, we spend a lot of time in what you could call an artificial fight or flight sort of zone. And we need to sort of basically down-regulate and bring that back towards a bit more rest and digest. That's why we end up very fried and frazzled at the end of long weeks. Breathing is the brain-body connection. Now, we all understand that when we think something, we do it with our body, but also it works the other way. If we tense, we get anxious and angry in our mind. And the breathing is how we regulate both ways. And that is that in the most simple layman's terms. And again, if you've got questions, please fire them out. Or if you want to grab me sometime, I'll happily talk about that in more depth. And then there's improved confidence, emotional state and productivity, concentration, mood, presence, sleep, and just being more you. Do you ever have those weeks where you're like, just not me? I just don't feel like me today. It's normally when we've been busy and we just haven't had time to really down-regulate or take that time to focus on our sense of being and our purpose. Instead, we're stressed at cars and, coaches shouting across gym floors and stuff like that. The how. So, how do we do this? How do we get these outcomes? So the simple fact of the matter is, if you want to get better at something, you practice it. So you're committing time to practice skills which elicit these outcomes. Integration of practical skills. So what I mean by that is you can do them in the gym, which we've been doing at our classes. You can do them in mentor sessions. You can do them morning and evening. Geordie's whole diet course at the moment is around mindful eating. So you can literally apply it to a whole host of scenarios and integrate it into daily life. I personally use transitions. So when I get home after driving in Sydney's really nice traffic, I can sometimes feel a little bit tense, and I don't want to take that into Poppy, because if anyone's going to make anyone tense, it's her, me, not me, her. So I take 2 minutes, do a bit of a breathing exercise in the car, clear my mind, and then go in my usual self. Then there's overcome the stigma from mediocrity. So we need to move beyond the idea that some of this is sort of just pseudo or wishy-washy or fluffy or whatever words people want to use, because anyone who's tried doing the breath work actually finds it quite challenging, and it can be quite confronting because you're faced with your own thoughts and what's going on in your life. And I think that is far from the normal realms of living. And the reason the word mediocrity is there is because a lot of people have that perception, but also most people in society are struggling with their health and mental well-being, unfortunately. And I think if we can get more people doing these practices, we'll see an improvement. Be habitual in routine and practice rather than just applying a Band-Aid. So I'm guilty of this in the past, and I'm sure anyone who's practiced meditation or mindfulness or breath work before can say, oh yeah, I just feel like I need it at the moment because I haven't been doing it. And that's what I mean by applying the Band-Aid, where you're trying to salvage equanimity, whereas actually we should be looking to maintain it consistently throughout our day-to-day lives. And then that daily ritualistic practice to elicit the long-term positive benefits. Remember, the last thing in terms of guiding us is the sum is greater than the parts. Just those little bits of practice will go a long way to yielding a really good outcome. So the what? Pretty straightforward. It was in the title. Mindfulness activities, breathwork activities. Pay attention to your breath today. From now, just start paying attention to it. Feel what's happening. And then a big one, If you want to know more on this, in particular nasal breathing, you can you can look up Dr. Stephen Lin. He shares a lot of stuff. He's a dentist, shares a lot of stuff on nasal breathing and its benefits. And remember, all this stuff has such powerful health benefits, and it's completely free and super accessible. It's literally with you right now. Okay, so the best place to start, breathing exercises. So what we're going to do, if no one has any questions, we're going to go into a bit of practice now. So we've got plenty of time to do some breathing exercises and just get a feel for what it's like. So I'm happy to go in that order. We'll see if we've got enough time for goal elicitation. But does anyone have any questions? If you do, just unmute and don't be shy. Perfect. Okay, cool. So what we'll do is we'll go straight into a practice. Now, you want to get somewhere comfortable. So ideally sitting on a chair in a comfortable position with your feet flat on the floor to begin. Or lying on your back, flat on the floor. Whichever one you want to choose. That'll be quite funny if everyone just disappeared to the floor then. But looks like everyone stayed seated. So basically, all I want you to do is just half close or completely close your eyes. Don't worry, no one's watching. It's just being recorded. But seriously, just close your eyes. Take a deep breath in through your nose and just exhale. And I want you to do 3 to 4 deep breaths, trying to make the exhale longer than the inhale. And then once you've done that, just let your breathing return to its normal rate. And just allow your attention to focus on the point where you can feel the air coming in and out of your body. So we're all a bit unique in this sense, would you believe? And we may feel it in different places. So you may feel it in your nose, back of the throat perhaps, maybe in the mouth, maybe in the chest, stomach. Maybe you're feeling it in the middle, in your diaphragm already. But wherever that point is, I want you to focus on feeling the oxygen come in and that CO2 come out. And with each breath, just relax a little bit more. Now, if at any point your mind starts to drift during this practice, that's fine. That's what your mind's going to do. It's amazing like that. However, for this practice to work, I want you to gently remind yourself to come back to where you can feel the breath coming in and out of your body. Excellent. Now, maintaining that focus, place one hand on your chest and one hand on your stomach. Good. Now I want you to breathe only into the chest. Feel the chest expand and then relax. Then again, feel the chest expand and relax. Now I want you to move your focus to your stomach. So allow that hand to push out as you breathe in, expand in the stomach, and then release. Allowing the hand to come back in. And repeat that. Try not to move the hand on the chest. Good. Now try and breathe into the diaphragm. So without either hand moving initially, until you feel yourself starting to fill, and then allow both hands to come out. And repeat that. Now that breath should be feeling, or could be feeling, a lot bigger and deeper. Keep the focus on that. Nice controlled breaths into your diaphragm, allowing both hands to come outwards with the breath in and come back with the breath out. Fantastic. Now try and maintain that breathing without the hands in place. Just feel your diaphragm and your midriff and your ribs expand in each of the 4 directions. So forward and back with each breath in. Just feel the volume of air coming into your body. Now we have a tendency to shallow breathe, especially in the modern era. Because of the tension we're carrying, we hold our chest tight, our stomachs tight. So allow yourself to relax into that breath. And all the muscles release to come back up. Good. Fantastic. Okay. I think everyone's probably feeling nice and relaxed now. So what I'll get you all to do for the box breathing is, if you've got space, just lie on the floor. Don't worry about being on camera. Just lie on your back and we'll just run through the box breathing. So we'll go in 10 seconds. Just make sure you're comfortable. Ideally without a pillow, just flat on the floor. You can do it seated. That's fine as well. I just think it's more effective when you're lying on your back. I just prefer it. So, box breathing is really simple, kind of like the tempo to exercises. There's 4 phases. So there's the inhale, the pause, the exhale, the pause, and then we begin it again. So the inhale and so forth. So box breathing is maintaining the same length of time for each of the 4 phases. So how we do that is we'll start with 2 seconds. So basically, in order to complete a box, I'll count to 8 for each cycle. So take a couple of deep breaths now, allow yourselves to relax, and we'll be going in about 15 seconds. And I'll count down so you can get ready, and then we'll go, okay? So stand by. 3, 2, 1. Start breathing in. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Exhale, 8, and then inhale, 2, 4, 3. Just keep that tempo going. Nice. Now what we're going to do is increase that, if you can, to 3s. If you're happy with 2s, that's comfortable, stay there. We're going to go up to 3s now, so it'll be a total of 12 seconds for each cycle. So on my count, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, and 1, 2, 3, 4, and continue under your own duress, and just focus on that. And we'll go for a couple of cycles there. And then what I'll do shortly is we'll go for 4 seconds. Now again, only if you're feeling comfortable to do it. So I'll count down now. 3, 2, 1, and off we go. Breathe in. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Exhale. Sorry, pause even. Apologies. And repeat. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and keep going under your own duress. I think I'm proving that PTs can't count. Sorry, long-standing joke. Good work. And keep that going for 2 more cycles. And then wherever you are, just stay there. So whether you're lying down or seated, that's fine. And just bring your attention, once you've finished, back to that point where you can feel the air coming in or out, or in and out. And now we're just going to work through a version of a body scan. So really, really focus on this. Some people will be getting quite tired now, believe it or not, and finding it hard to maintain that focus. Just really try and focus on where you can feel the air coming in and out, and just feel the breath entering and exiting the body. And just allow yourself to settle into that position. Nothing else matters now. This is a moment for you to focus on yourself. So with minimum disruption to your calm state, I want you to bring your attention all the way down to your toes. And I want you to feel your feet from the toes to the heels. And I want you to focus on what you can feel happening at the feet. Now you may feel obvious sensations such as the draft or the weight of fabric or material, or the other toes touching each other. Perhaps your feet are touching each other. Then try and focus for the minutest detail of sensation, the tingling, a slight twitch, whatever it is. And just try and work your way along your feet, feeling every part. And take a minute to appreciate this part of the body which we spend all day walking around on. It's the foundation for our being, it keeps us upright. Now gently start scanning up your lower legs, feeling through the calves, through the shins, and again, taking your time and just feeling each part of that area. Any sensations you might feel, maybe you can feel your pulse. Maybe there's a little bit of burning from the calf workout today or a run. And then continue up through the knees and into the back and front of the thighs. Now, if anyone's been involved in the class, this area I'm sure has got a bit of burning. If you feel anything like that, instead of moving away from it, move towards it. Take a minute to appreciate it and understand what it is and why it's there and what purpose it serves you. The same as if there's any pain, move towards it, seek to understand, accept it, and move on. And then what I'll get us to do there is just bring our focus back to where we can feel the breath coming in and out. And when you're ready, just gently open your eyes and come back to your seats. Fantastic. Okay. So hopefully everyone's feeling quite relaxed after that. Awesome. So in summary, that was probably the longest sort of breath work you'll ever do. that example right there, you're never going to do it that long. So in summary, it really is the sum of all the little things that create the greater parts. Okay, and sorry, the sum is it's greater than all the parts. There you go. I'm frazzled from it. I don't know about you guys. So look forward to these practices being incorporated into the mentor sessions, exercise classes, Pilates, and diet course, and diet sessions potentially. Like I said, that was a very long version of what you do. You just focus on one of those practices, and unfortunately, just running out of time, to be honest. If you want some references and resources, Healthline have a lot of good stuff on there. Smiling Minds and Headspace and a few other apps like Calm, they're really good. I think Smiling Minds probably gets my vote for the best application. And then if you're really interested in breath work and then cold therapy to boot, Wim Hof is a really incredible person. If you're not familiar with him, he's got some really cool literature on the Wim Hof method. And yeah, very fascinating guy and achieved some really cool things. So even if you're not interested in the breathing side or the mindfulness or the stuff, just his story is quite cool. And I'm on time. I will leave and I'll hand over back to you, to Sarah. Do I have to do anything?
No, that's all good. You can stop sharing your screen if you like. That was awesome though. Thank you.
It won't let me. I think you're stuck with me.
Cool. Am I? Yep, that's fine. Awesome. Yeah, that was so good. I really enjoyed that. And I've really been enjoying doing some of that breath work at the end of each session in the gym as well. That's been really great. So thank you, Mark.
You're welcome.
Did you have any other updates from the gym or anything else while we have you?
Well, I think the main updates have probably been covered already. The classes are sort of getting revamped, which is really exciting. And the exercise team in particular are really excited to be rolling those out and giving them a bit of a zest.
Yeah,
that's everything.
Yeah, cool. It's been great, honestly, for me jumping into the classes this week and getting to experience that at a few different times of the day has been really fun. So certainly looking forward to how those classes progress over the year. From me, there's a few bits and pieces going on in the gym, just as a general update. We're midway through our open week. So some of you would have seen a few new faces in the classes and around the gym, or you might be a new face yourself. So I just want to remind and reassure everyone that our health club is an awesome community and everyone's super friendly and welcoming. So please make sure that you introduce yourself if you are new or if you see somebody that you haven't met before. It can be a little bit nerve-wracking, as we know, coming into the gym for the first time or moving in a different way. So we certainly want to make sure everyone feels comfortable and happy and welcome. The other thing that we have coming up in the next week or so is our Revitalize Your Nutrition course. So I'll actually hand over to Geordie to give us a little bit more of an update on that one. Geordie?
Thanks, Sarah. Amazing. So hi, everyone. For those of you who I haven't yet met in person, my name is Jordan or Geordie, and I'm one of the dietitians here at Healthfix. So today, I just wanted to take a quick 5 minutes to introduce and explain the ins and outs of the upcoming diet course, which is kicking off next Friday. Very exciting at 12 o'clock. So first of all, what is the diet course? So it is a 5-week course with 2 sessions per week. And basically what we're aiming to do is to educate, empower and inspire you guys to get creative in the kitchen and have a bit of fun along the way as well. So you'll be learning 8 new recipes across the entirety of the course that are quick and easy, nutritious, and basically just helping you to learn to include some new and exciting recipes into your repertoire if you are already a cook, or simply to kind of get you to start cooking if you are not. And so a couple of things that you guys will learn in this diet course. So each diet course that we run is revolves around a different theme. So to kick off the new year, this diet course actually has 2 main focuses that we're going to split up into the Friday and the Sunday sessions. So the first is mindful eating, which Mark mentioned, and it goes really nicely with the theme of mindfulness that we're talking about today. And the second is revitalizing your nutrition. So on a Friday at lunchtime, along with learning a new recipe, I'm going to be taking that session. I'm going to be teaching you guys tips and tricks to basically support and implement a new skill, which is mindful eating. The reason, I guess, behind this, just for a bit of background, and that's why I really am very, very passionate in this area, is because in such a busy and fast-paced, I guess, city that we live in and lives that we lead, a recurring theme that I see in a lot of my clients and consultations are a lot of mindless eating. So I guess what this means is could be anything from eating too fast. I mean, I'm the next person that does that as well, but like not thinking about what we're putting in our mouths, not listening to our hunger and fullness cues, or using food for comfort, for emotional eating, these kinds of things, or even for happiness. All of these common occurrences can be improved through learning to mindfully eat and start implementing that. So basically each week we're going to delve into a new strategy to improve your mindfulness around food. And so essentially to help you feel great and empowered around food rather than feeling guilt or anxiousness or uncertainty or being out of control around food. So that's what I'm aiming to help you guys with on a Friday. And then on the Sunday sessions, which are going to be in the evenings, the lovely Talia, one of the other dietitians here at Healthfix, will be cooking along with you guys to create a quick, nutritious, healthy dinner option. And the theme of that one will be all around revitalizing your nutrition. So in the theme of it being the start of the new year, we always tend to see that people are ready to kickstart their new diets, new year, new me kind of vibes. Often we see a lot of radical diets and fad diets, which are not overly sustainable. So we thought it's a great time of year to really strip it back to basics and really make sure that we're getting the foundations of our diet right first. So on Sundays, you'll be learning, what kinds of foods and nutrients that you should be including on a daily basis to really get that foundation right, and how to put this into practice practically through balancing meals, cooking delicious balanced meals along the way, so that you get really practical examples of what that actually looks like in practice. We'll also learn a bit of, do a bit of stuff around meal prep and some meal prep kind of recipes so that you're able to meal prep on a Sunday and have that for the week ahead. We'll do some easy midweek throw-together meals to reduce food waste and kind of get rid of those foods that are in your fridge. And we'll also look at some creative ways to use a variety of green leafy veggies, which we know are one of our nutrition powerhouses that we should be including most days. So the way it's going to work, essentially it's going to be all on Zoom. So obviously due to the situation we're facing in the world right now, it just makes it a bit easier to have all these sessions on Zoom. So we'll cook along together from home, and all sessions will be recorded so that if you aren't able to make it, you can cook along at a later date on our YouTube channel and watch it from there. We do encourage you though, if you can make it live, to make it live. And the reason is because alongside all of the little golden nuggets of info that we provide you on the day, one of the best parts of the course is that you have access to nutrition professionals and experts in this area that you can ask questions as you go, and you'll get kind of more individualized approaches and answers if you're able to join us live. So that will be highly encouraged if you can make it. And the final thing will be just about, we have a Facebook group if you haven't done it before, essentially we'll be posting recipes and ideas, and you guys are able to post your creations on there, and we make like a little bit of a community for the 5 weeks, which is great. And you can always ask us questions on the Facebook group as well. I'm happy to answer all the things you have to ask. So yeah, guys, it's a really, really fun and fantastic course, full of creativity and learning and enjoyment as well. So the best thing about it, I suppose, for all your members is that it's completely free. And it's valued at around $285 for non-members for the 5 weeks. So if you guys haven't yet signed up, then please do so. And if you're unsure how, just ask one of the lovely team members next time you're in, or stick us an email or let us know on the chat now if you're wanting to sign up and haven't already. And just a quick reminder that it starts next Friday at 12. So keen to see you guys all there. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Geordie. That sounds so awesome. Oh my gosh, I cannot wait to get started on that one. I certainly need some tips and tricks on definitely the mindful eating, and I know the previous recipes have been amazing, so I cannot wait to check out what's coming up. So that brings us to the end of our event for the evening. Thank you everyone for joining us. I want to say a really big thank you to all of our members who have stuck with us through some really challenging times. We really appreciate you guys, and we love having you as part of our community. we're certainly looking forward to the future with you at Healthfix and offering you all more value and better outcomes and hopefully better days ahead in 2022. So we look forward to seeing you all in the gym. Have a good night, everyone.
Thanks a lot. It was great session. Bye all.
Thank
Cheers
you.
all.
Bye.
Have a lovely evening.
Thanks, guys.